One of the biggest changes in my life happened when my son was born, and we went out and bought the Xpeng G3 to fit our new family life. But there's one brand out there which has gone one step further. They've gone and developed a car specifically for parents and babies, and I'm driving it. My name's Elliot Richards, and this is the ARCFOX Kaola. Really then, this is like a Citroen Berlingo. It's multi-purpose, multifunctional. It has sliding doors. But in this increasingly competitive EV world here in China, they need gimmicks to stand out. And that's what this car really has in bundles. It's all about pregnancy, mothers and babies. But surely then, this is almost the perfect family MPV because ARCFOX, or BAIC, the parent company, they have a tie-in with Huawei. This has Huawei Harmony OS on the inside. They also have a joint venture with Mercedes-Benz and build Mercedes cars in Beijing. They have a joint venture with Hyundai and do the very same thing. So then, this must be the perfect family MPV. Well, no. For starters, this car has a measly 160 horsepower electric motor at the front. But you know what? That's fine. Not every car has to have feeling and dynamics and grip you into the seat and make you feel like a racing driver. Actually, it's fine to have a car which is just an appliance. This is like those internet connected fridges. It is a little bit unnecessary, but it's kind of the car you need. It's just everything you need in a car and nothing more. As a family unit, you'd be very happy to drive one of these, and you really don't care if it's got dual motor, single motor, 160 horsepower, 700 horsepower. At the end of the day, this is a car for driving your family around in and driving them around safely, including your child in the back, which I can see on the screen. And that's what this really is. It's a fridge car. The exterior of this car is not so ice cold though. It's much more soft and fluffy and cute. And I really like how squidgy and like a baby's cheeks it looks at the front. They've also got some really nice design touches in here. The wheels, for example, great design. I think they're really interesting, not very German. In fact, they look really fun. And that's kind of the overall theme of this car in general. It's a fun family MPV. I like that. Nice design touches. And again, it's a little bit generic if you come around the front, but they've highlighted some of the bumper with this, which kind of makes it look like it's got a big smiley face. You've got LED lights all around here as well. And the best part about this, yes, proper slidey doors. Electric slidey doors, of course, but really practical. Look at the height, very easy to get in and out, especially for kids. And if you're holding a baby or you're shopping, again, very easy to get in and out. Now there is a square which illuminates on the ground, which if you tread on, if you're close to the car with the keys, the door will open automatically. Not going to happen today, it's too bright and I can't seem to get it to work. But anyway, that's there. And a few other things to note around here. Wheelbase of 2850 millimeters, the whole car is about 4.5 meters long. Now this car comes in 4 different varieties, but they all come with the same 58.8 kilowatt hour CATL battery, giving around 500 kilometers of CLTC range. But the biggest benefit is, because of the slidey door, and you've only got 4 seats on the inside, more space for activities. Look at all this. This is all boot, which is really, really good. Now, as we're at the back end of the Kaola, yes, that is its name. It's not koala, although it is in Chinese. Kaola is the Chinese pronunciation of koala. So very animal themed. And the name of the car, ARCFOX, again, animal themed. But let's talk about the boot space, because first of all, the sound it makes when you open it. Sounds like a truck reversing. There you go. But you come in here, you have a wonderful 400 litres of boot space, which is plenty. If you've got a pram, a buggy, suitcases, anything like that. Again, fourth floor with a tiny bit of space down there, but really not very much. So 400 litres of space in here, electronically operated, very practical, although not very exciting. And that's where this car really shines. It's the practical features. Do I care about the driving experience? Not really. I can tell you that the driving experience is unfulfilling. It's not exciting. It's quite dull, actually. But you know what? if I'm driving my son and my wife around Shanghai, I want a car which is a bit dull. I want something which is safe and can put all of our shopping in the back or put the pram in the back. I don't want speed and everything else. But it doesn't just stop there, because this has loads of other kind of healthy family features, I'm going to call them, in here. So for example, the air filtration system is PM 2.5, PM10, all gets filtered out, so the air that we're breathing inside the car is very healthy, it's very good. It doesn't have those harmful particles which go in deep into your lungs and into your bloodstream, which in polluted cities can really be a big problem. Would I buy this car? Absolutely I would. It costs 131,000 RMB, about 18,000 US dollars. And for that you get great practicality, great value for money, and a safe environment for me and my family. But the safety doesn't just stop with the filtration system. It's also got the materials in here. They won't irritate my skin or my son's sensitive skin. So it's really thinking very deep about what the family will need. And if we go further with safety, if we think about this, can have the Huawei self-driving system as well. So if I'm feeling tired or groggy or I'm sick and I need to drive, maybe we need to go to doctors at midnight, this can have some semblance of self-driving, and Huawei, as we know, is very good already at self-driving. Right, I would like to start with the back today, because this is where really the full functionality of the ARCFOX Kaola come into play. First of all, this has a specially adapted baby seat that you can buy. It goes in here, perfectly fits and can swivel. So when you come back to your car, easily put your baby in the baby seat and it swivel it round for the journey. The car materials in here are pretty premium, but the most important thing is this was the first car to reach some new Chinese national standard for no smelly glues, like really child-friendly materials that don't irritate the skin. This car has it all. Not only that, there is a camera in the B pillar, which means you can look for your child only in this seat, not in this seat, on the screen. So instead of having to turn around and see what they're doing, like picking their nose or fighting with their brother or sister, you can just look on that camera there and monitor them through the front screen there. But that's not it. If you close this car and using the ARCFOX app, after 15 minutes you can use a UV light in here, which is built in, and it will fully disinfect the cabin. So again, really thinking about how to get rid of my son's bogies and make them less toxic. But the most mind-blowing thing is this center console. I will show you that in just a moment. But let's be honest, look, this seat can go back. It's got heating and ventilation functions, so supremely comfortable. I love this seating position. I love how the seat is kind of on its island. Really big cup holders down here. One, in fact, is meant for a baby's milk bottle, so it can fit a slightly larger bottle down there. I've also got another cup holder down here. There's a tissue holder. It's all about what you need when you're traveling a long distance or throughout the city with your child when various accidents happen. I love this level of detail and level of thinking in order to make the ultimate car to carry your children in. Very refreshing. Right, you want to see the mind-blowing feature? Now, as a driver, I'd be sitting in the front and I'd be able to do this, but I'm in the back, so I'm doing it like this. Here it comes. Here comes the center console. All the way to the back. How cool is that? But it's not just cool like, oh, it's a nice feature. No, this is actually very functional. Press this, and like a Tony Stark kind of gadget, I've got a baby changing table. So if you really need to change your baby in here, you could put them on here. It's very sturdy, holds up to 30 kilograms. So you can change the baby's nappy if you really have to in a bit of a squeeze. But the baby changing table is not the only feature of this. I've also got a fridge or heater for a baby's milk. So I can put my baby's milk in there and it can keep it cool or warm it up or keep it to a certain temperature, all controlled through the screen there. I mean, this is actually a really good feature. I'm not saying every car should have this, but this is the level of thinking that you need to have in order to say this genuinely is a car for young families and actually has practical use. I don't want karaoke. I don't want gimmicks. This is genuinely a really useful feature for about a year. Bye-bye. So what can I say about the front? Because it's not the most creative of designs, but it's actually very well thought out, very refined. I love the air vents, which look like jet engines, very smooth kind of bar behind them, which kind of connects the whole dashboard. I've got a bit of an iPad looking screen in front of me, 14.6 inches. I've got another smaller iPad screen in front of me there, a vent up the top. But the materials in here, there's no like pleather, it's all cloth materials, very soft, kind of very tactile feeling. Makes it feel like a much more friendly and amiable car, and I think that's what a lot more manufacturers need to design, is friendly, comforting cars rather than aggressive, manly, butch cars. This is the Harmony OS system. There is not much to say about this apart from it's a pretty good responsive system. It's very easy to use, it's very intuitive. Of course, all the Harmony OS apps on there. And I've got my baby camera just back there, so it's very easy to see the baby seat on the back. There isn't much else really to talk about in here that's really blowing my mind. The only problem I do have is the steering wheel. Great shape, good size. Each side has about 9 buttons on it. I don't get any feedback at all. That is a terrible piece of design because they haven't got any buttons down here. They've stuck them all on here without any response. Very bad piece of design right there. And you may be noticing the little piggies up here. This is the car owner's actual car. She's accessorized it with these. These do not come with the ARCFOX Kaola. This then is really a car for the passengers, and those passengers include my son. Not really anything to say about the driving experience here. Yes, the acceleration is fine. It's not particularly brisk. Get from A to B easily enough. The range is decent. Visibility is good. Seat comfort is okay. I've got vented seats, which is good. There is very, very little to talk about. It's just a car. It's an appliance, and I think a lot of electric cars are beginning to fall into that appliance trap. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Probably a bad thing. But not every car has to have feeling and dynamism and excitement. I actually think this is fine. I'd be more than happy to drive this. A couple of fairly minor annoyances in the car that I have to mention. If you get close to the white line, that's like carbong.mp3 that I downloaded from Napster in 2001. It's a really terrible sound, and I don't need bogging to tell me I'm close to a line. Again, it's a little bit too nannying. So it's a very caring car, but it's a little bit too much like a tiger parent. It's like, no, don't get close to the edge because you might get hurt. And that's what this car is kind of reminding me of, which is a little bit frustrating. Motorway driving, brisk enough. I don't know what the 0 to 60 time is. Does it matter? Do you care? No, because I really don't care. I don't know, it's probably 8 or 9 seconds. Fine, it's okay. Not going to win any awards. Weird doesn't always sell. Weird doesn't always bring admiration. But ARCFOX has brought weird back, and I am all for it.